love that.
You know he's recording. I don't think they do.
Cause a dude like me, I won't stand for less. I require plenty conversation with myself.
What's up? I'm Chuck Harmony.
And I'm Claude Kelly.
And we are Louis York.
And we are locked into YouKnowIGotSoul.com.
You Know I Got Soul here with Chuck Harmony, Claude Kelly, aka Louis York. Want to start from the beginning. You know, at what point did this group become a reality? I mean, you guys have had hits for years, working along, you know, with other artists, and you guys came together. When did it become reality and make sense for you guys to work together?
Man, it actually happened by accident. So, Louis York is nothing that was planned years ago. We were working together for years on everyone else. Chrisette, Fantasia, Lettucey, and many others actually. And didn't even think about artistry or getting from behind the boards. And then after a conversation about two years ago now in New York City actually, where I said I was telling Chuck that I was kind of frustrated with the kind of calls I was getting and the creativity, the lack of creativity, and found out he was feeling the same way. And we're like, let's just do some songs just to clear our brain and see what we feel, how we feel after that. And in the process of doing that, we did some crazy songs, and then we listened back one day in studio in Manhattan. We're like, no one can sing this but us. No one can do this but us. And it was so personal and so big and so refreshing that we decided that it was necessary that we be the guys that deliver this. And so he's from St. Louis, and I'm from New York, so Louis York.
You know, what's obvious about the music when you listen, the 2 EPs you have out, it sounds like nothing else out there.
Right.
Mixes so many different genres together, and really it's just refreshing. But how you know, scared are you guys of putting out like that sounds like nothing else out there? I mean, to put yourselves out there, do what you want to do, no one else is going that direction. What is it like to go that way and not knowing the reception you'll get?
Fear is definitely a part of the process. It's just that thing you got to overcome. Anytime you're doing something new, you don't have any examples of if it'll work or if it won't work, especially when it comes to genre bending on one album, because most people think in order for an album to be cohesive, it all got to sound the same. So for us, we took that chance. We got to empty ourselves, empty our creativity out. So we took that chance and came and got over our fears and just released it.
Right.
And the fear makes it good.
Yes.
Right.
Because if you're too comfortable, then comfort is what made us scared in the first place about where we were in our careers.
Right.
It doesn't make the music sound inspired when you're comfortable, when you're bored.
Right.
But this fear that I feel every single day, just putting my ass on the line, literally, it makes you have to do your best work because you know that you're risking everything. So I hate it, but I love it.
Awesome. And you guys started this label, Weirdo Workshop, have your own roster of artists. First of all, what is the Weirdo Workshop?
The Weirdo Workshop is where all our dreams come true, for sure. It's our company that houses all the music, all the art we're putting out, starting with Louis York. And we wanted to have more creative control in our art and also what we're doing for other people. So we started this company after we finished the Louis York Masterpiece Theater Act 1 and Act 2. We realized we had a formula that worked, and at the crux of that formula was that when we leaned into the weird things about ourselves, the things that we might have felt like were not cool enough to make you an artist or made you different, when you lean into those things, you created this new sound, and we create all this confidence and this new kind of brand. And so we're like, let's create a company where it encourages artists like ourselves to find what makes them quirky, what makes them different, and then use those tools to become the artist you want to be.
Right.
So Weirdo Workshop is a positive thing. It's a place where we go to figure it out and celebrate the oddities about ourselves and make that the base of our art.
Right.
And so it sounds different because we're wanting it to be different.
Right. True. When you're making music in this way, putting out yourselves, not compromising at all, what is the ultimate goal for you guys? Like, you have 2 EPs out now. Is the ultimate goal to have a #1 single? Is it to blow up and get signed by a major label? Like, how do you guys view your success?
Hit them at the goals.
For me, success to me is waking up and doing what you love every day. whatever that looks like to you. For me, I don't have a number figure. I don't have and I definitely don't have a music industry goal because I've done that. I've completed that work, and so my quest, if anything, is to find new platforms for music to live. And so once we do that, and once we find different ways of getting music to people, whether that's 5,000 people, whether that's 10,000 people, whether it's 100,000 people, whether it's 1,000,000 people, I will feel successful. I want to make sure that I'm adding something to the marketplace. So
Right.
That's my goal.
And I guess to add to that, I agree with all that stuff. And I think to add to that is that it's so not just about music anymore. I think we're known as music guys. We work with a lot of the best, and so you type in our name and you see like a lot of cool people that we're attached to, and we're proud of that. But this is not about a song or even a number one record. It's kind of a cultural shift we're trying to do.
Right.
It's reintroducing diversity to music, bringing back live instruments and saying they're cool to play, to learn, to listen to practice to, and also as two really, I think, pretty smart, cool, well-dressed looking dudes. It's different. It's a different perspective that needs to be out there.
Right.
There's a lot of people talking, but not a lot of people with meaning and purpose behind their art.
Right.
We've thought this through really a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We know why we put out Clear Huxtable.
Mm-hmm.
We know why we put out Don't Play.
Right.
And a lot of it is to reintroduce people to color and to excellence
And
to
to
make-
culture, too.
And to culture. And we want people to ask us, like, what were you reading when you did that song, or what movie were you watching?
Yeah.
Because that's how art creates new art. So
Right.
for me, I want people to take away that we're a dope band, that I can sing and I can write, and that he can sing and play and write. But besides that, I want people to feel like these guys were masters of music and changed how I thought about music. That's what Quincy
Right.
Jones did for me.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of my
Jimmy
favorites,
Jam,
Jimmy
yeah.
Jam and Terry
Terry
Lewis,
Lewis.
are still doing for me.
Yeah.
And so I looked around and didn't see that for anyone else, and kind of realized that either it's going to be us or it's not going to happen.
Right.
So let's lean into what we're supposed to be doing, which is our own music, and also introducing people to what's next and what's quality.
Right. You've had Lewis York together for a couple of years now, 2 EPs. How have how's the response been, and how have you seen the movement building?
The response has been awesome. It's a groundswell situation. We expected that going in. We didn't expect to release a song and then become insta famous. You know what I'm saying? We knew that it was going to be a process, and we were prepared for the longevity of the process. And we really are touching people just one person at a time, one song at a time, one concert at a time, one interview at a time. But all the responses when people are introduced to it, they love it. It's been able to open doors for us that, as an independent label and an independent artist, we wouldn't have got those doors open. So we really, I can say the response has been awesome. No complaints.
I'm patient. Like, it's a marathon. A wise person once told me it's
Yeah.
a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
And it's the truest thing I ever heard, because we know better now than to even pray for that microwavable success.
Right.
Because it doesn't last. We've seen it come and go. We've written for something that have come and gone.
Mhm.
Right.
So this is literally about doing something that will make us a legacy.
Right.
So I think we're proud of what we did, but this is about us building that thing that will go on even beyond us being able to do music or even being live. So we're patient because we know that takes work, time.
I think something that's awesome about the project is you guys compose the whole thing from start to finish, without outside help, and it's great. So what is it like in the studio? What's the give and take between you guys when you're in there creating?
It's if I can pinpoint one major aspect of our creativity together, is we're egoless. Like, I don't come in like, yo, I'm the producer that did this, and you can't tell me nothing about the producing, and he don't come in like, I'm the songwriter that wrote such and such, so you can't tell me nothing about our songwriting. It's truly a collaborative effort. We sit at the piano and we talk, and we respect each other's genius as we talk and as we manipulate whatever we're trying to subject or the music or whatever we're trying to do. Like, it's a mutual respect, and it's an egoless process.
What do you guys have in mind next following the EPs? Is a full album in the works?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. So we are we work in secret, so,
Okay.
so we're actually there's always more happening than we let on.
Right.
So we actually have more than an album
Yeah.
done. in terms
Okay.
of
We got
material
like
now.
15,
15, 16 songs done.
done, and we steady recording because like this is the EP is called Masterpiece Theater. That was one half of the masterpiece that we're creating, but our real masterpiece is this.
It's coming.
This album.
Right.
And we're taking our time with it, not because we want to belabor the point, but we're taking our time with it because we're not leaving anything out.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about what Louis York is, the Louis York that we want people to eventually see. What Masterpiece Theater is leading up to is it's showbiz.
Yeah.
It's big. It's
Right.
colorful.
It's Earth, Wind,
It's
and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
It's Phil Collins.
Right.
It's Sting, it's Sade,
Mhm.
it's all feels, but all message stuff. And so that stuff takes a lot of time and a lot of care. So that means making sure that you got them live horns on it, right?
Yeah.
Making sure
Strings,
make sure
like
the
the
strings
whole
are
nine.
right, and making sure that the vocals are exactly how I want them. Because I had the chance to do this time. When I'm working with other people, you have to compromise. But now I know what
Right.
a big record for me should sound like and for him should sound like. So we're going in.
Right.
And in the process, in the meantime, we're promoting this EP and also putting our Weirdo Workshop stamp on other artists, so that people are getting used to the bigness of the sound before the album comes out.
Right.
So just planting seeds, but I cannot wait.
Yeah. It's
For-
mind blowing. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, we've done a lot of stuff, and I do not brag about myself,
Right.
and I don't get excited very often. But this is some of the best stuff I've ever done.
Yeah. Me too.
Right.
And I don't take that lightly because I respect the many cool things I've done, but the music is healing me as we do it, and it's also I'm watching it affect the people around that come to listen to it, and I know that it's the right time. Like people want things that they can think about, things
Right.
that can make them dance, not just because they're fun, but also because it frees them,
Right.
and we're trying to tap into that.
Right. So Claude, how's it been for you coming out as a vocalist? Because I know we've heard you on demos in the past when you've written for other artists, but has it been a challenge at all for you, or has it just been exciting coming out and putting yourself in the spotlight?
All right, so if I had been asked, just like, yo, Claude, you should be an artist, I never would have done it. So Chuck tricked me.
I did trick him.
He pulled me into, because he starts making these amazing productions that I had to sing over, and then he was building around my voice.
Yeah.
So it was actually hard for me because I've demoed so much that I didn't even hear my voice for a while as a solo instrument. It was this thing you could make it sound like anything else to sell it. Like I could do it with it where I wanted to, so that Britney got it, or that
Right.
or that R. Kelly got it, or whatever. So it was tricky at first, and then I really understood the value of my own tone and the value of my perspective, and my songwriting took a deep dive into something more hearty.
Right.
And so when you hear this new stuff, you'll understand like that I was a songwriter before, and I'm an artist now,
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
just based off of even the way I'm approaching the songs.
And then just finally, tell us about some of the artists you've got coming out of the Weirdo Workshop that we could check out.
Sure. Well, Louis York, first of all. Hi, that's us. And then we have several artists in development. We have a girl band that we put together that's currently in Nashville, where we all live. That's getting together right now. They're called the Shindellas.
Yeah.
We're super
excited
excited.
about that.
You have no idea. That's like some futuristic girl band. 3 black girls, a band with a lot to say, a lot of style, and a lot of charisma. And the music is incredible. And then we have an artist who lives in Nashville. Her name is Masha, and she is slowly building her buzz in Nashville, doing shows there, and has a song on radio called Lessons. And we have a band who's currently probably sweating as we speak at Carnival in Trinidad right now, called Kest. They're known as Kest the Band down there, and we flipped the sound into something more international and global. They're a rock band, and they've always wanted to be a rock band. I think blew up in soca music, and then kind of, I think people may have put them in a box too soon, and so we're helping them break out of that box and let the world see what more they can do. So all those acts we're developing and recording with currently, and testing the water and putting things out to see where we get traction, and it's exciting to do. And then on top of that, we're executive producing outside of that, and testing the water there too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
When you guys had a showcase in New York City a couple years ago for Louis York and the Weirdo Workshop, I remember the Shindellas, and there was an artist, Ray Vaughn, included in there. Is she still a part of it?
She's not still.
No, she's
Oh,
not
okay.
part of it.
All right.
She's not a part of it.
Unfortunate.
But here's the good news: is that was literally like the first test run.
Right.
Mhm.
So we had no idea what the response would be. We
Yeah.
had no idea even if what we were doing on a whole was sane. Honestly,
Yeah.
because you sit in the studio for so long with all your peers and your friends and your buddies, and at some point you're not sure if you're just stroking this ego or you're really doing some quality.
Right.
So that first show was literally the testing in the water, in our home turf,
Mhm.
to see if the idea of the Shindellas, the idea of
Right.
Louis York and Weirdo Workshop made sense.
Mhm.
And so we brought a lot of our friends along to see if we could make that make sense. And so we were happy that people got it, and now we know
Yeah.
it's tried and true, and now we're going to dig in and make the Shindellas like 100% a full thing. So
Awesome.
we'll be telling you more about it because that's
All
going
right,
to come
cool.
around fast. It's
Cool.
crazy. Yeah.
Anything else you guys would like to add?
No, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for the opportunity, and I'm a fan.
Okay.
So
Always on the site.
Always on the site.
Appreciate
So
that, guys.
seriously, like I'm always digging for new anything.
Yeah.
It's hard to find now.
It is.
So please keep it up.
Appreciate
Thank you.
that.
Because that's how I find music. I really do.
Thank you.
Thank you for having. And by the way, anything you need from us anytime, like we like to talk about music and how we feel about everything and how it applies to art. So we'll be doing some cool things here in Nashville. You guys get a chance to come to Nashville. It's a crazy town, but
Yeah.
we're doing some events where it's not just a concert. We're trying to get interactive and get people thinking and feeling at the same time. And so it's music, but it's networking, and a couple of our peers, yourself included, like to network and talk about different things, expertise, not just the obvious, the cliche stuff, but get deep and even your personal experiences and why you have the drive to do this, and create a weirdo atmosphere. Really, for that, with people who are like all of us, kind of quirky and uncomfortable, but you couldn't do anything else because you love this so much.
Yeah.
And get them all in a room. So
That's awesome.
we're trying to do those all over, starting in Nashville and New York. So we'll keep you posted because we'd love to have you guys involved in some
Awesome.
way. Yeah.
Love it.